A service of Thanksgiving is scheduled for tomorrow as family and friends pay final respects. Our Betty Thompson spoke with Pastor Roach's religious colleagues on his rich legacy.
For many decades, Pastor Roach served his church, the community, and the Bahamas in unique and significant ways. Today, his memories are indelible in the hearts and minds of his beloved Seventh-day Adventist community. President of the South Bahamas Conference, Pastor Kenny DeVille, reflects with us.
And it was just outstanding. And when we look at his contribution in civil society, Pastor Roach was everywhere. He made us known throughout the Bahamas and the world just by his contacts and his interaction with persons on the outside.
His contacts and interactions were indeed far-reaching. Many at the helm of the Seventh-day Adventist Church are crediting Pastor Roach for his stellar example in ministry and pastoral worship.
And he was so skillful that we called Pastor Roach that he would have drive-by visitation. In other words, Pastor Roach was so concerned that he would visit people even though he don't stay very long, but he would make sure that they know that he came by to visit and to let them know that he is caring for them. And he was teaching us as young ministers that you must visit the members.
He helped me to see the importance of broadening a perspective of ministry, helping people spiritually, helping them civilly in real ways that would benefit them in a transformed way.
Pastor Roach was a man of interest. He was interested in everybody that he met. He made you feel valuable.
I consider Pastor Roach to be the number one visitor in terms of how he interacted with the public. Okay, he was very quick, brief, but meaningful.
Outside of evangelism, Pastor Roach was the longest-serving pastor at the historic Centerville Seventh-day Adventist Church. Elder Dr. Michael Toot, now at Hillview, followed in his footsteps at that sanctuary.
He set the gold standard for ministers in the Adventist Church. And I have met pastors, religious leaders from other denominations who also revered Pastor Roach and speak and spoke so highly of him. I endeavored watching Pastor Roach, who was just a first-class gentleman. I mean, his demeanor, we like to say that he was one who could walk with princes, kings, but never lose a common touch.
Pastor Roach is also being remembered as a great orator and educator, serving as the first Bahamian principal of Bahamas Academy.
He came in with a lot of vigor and energy, and we saw Bahamas Academy take leaps and bounds. Around that time, the enrollment was a little over 200, I think, and within a few years, the enrollment of Bahamas Academy tripled. Pastor Roach was high on education, and he would encourage you to always do your best.
Pastor Roach was one who interacted with us as students. He got on the play field and played with us volleyball, softball. He was a trackster. I mean, we could hardly keep up with him when it came to running. We couldn't run away from him because he was right there with us.
Even though he had left the school, he was still out there soliciting funds for the academy. And from time to time, he would also bring in checks from overseas. So he had contacts all over the world.
So he was not parochial. This is another great aspect in terms of characteristic of his contribution. It was not just to the Adventist Church. It transcended, superseded, exceeded, a narrow parochial approach to civility, to nation building, and this type of thing. He surpassed branding.
And now the legacy of the church's third president will not only be enshrined in hearts and minds.
Something significant will be named for Pastor Roach because of the legacy that he had. We have a big shoe to fill. We can't fill it, but we will do our very best in his honor.
The nation will now pause to pay homage to a fallen great Bahamian religious leader, Pastor Dr. Hugh Roach. I'm Betty Thompson Moss.